G'day legends, Atron here, bringing you the thunder from down under. Anyway, we're gonna do a 2 billion damage run in this Archdemon. I've got the drop setup going here nice and slow for everyone. So what I do is I lead with BT, Beast Tamer, for all you people that don't understand my abbreviations. So we're gonna lead with Beast Tamer, we're gonna follow with the Pumpkin, we're gonna pop him behind Beast Tamer, and then essentially in a square or around the demon, you're going to drop everyone else. So, and that is just going to create less chance for everyone to get stunned in that AoE amount. Now this first run, I got 1.98 billion or something like that. It was devastating. It was the last run I had. So I've got a teammate who pretty much had exactly the same setup, same heroes I used, very, very close to same talents and everything like that, and he got 2 billion. I realized that I didn't get 2 billion on my account just now based on Heartbreaker didn't have a summons pet, or if I changed one damaged pet, or if I changed the Heartbreaker, who is my last hero who didn't have a summons pet, it would have had that extra tick of damage to go over. Now, important thing about this demon, guys, most important thing is the 300 crit resist on every single hero. Every single hero you see here has at least 300 crit resist. I'll go into the heroes, I'll flick through them in the altar after this run, but if you don't have that, they're gonna if they get hit, they're gonna pretty much insta die. That's just how it works. So they got pretty low a lot of the times, and I did notice that in I think the second day, I don't know, I just lost 2 runs in a row. Not sure exactly what it was from. I did change a couple of things around. I put Druid into Goblet of Life, gave him a little bit more health, and instead of having the 6 damaging pets, which I know a lot of people do, the people who run Demo on their account have 6 damaging pets because it's just a lot easier, and they're finishing with like 30 seconds to go. And they've already done the 2 billion damage. So I found it just smoother and safer to have at least Angie and Bublo on one of the heroes. And because my Druid's only 90 inscription, had a little bit of trouble with him also staying alive on the second day, or the third and fourth run I was able to do, and they just conked out and died straight away. So I did a little bit of mixing and matching and went through it that way. So we're getting a couple of 500s here. We're getting enough damage aside just, it would have been like 3 more seconds. All I needed was 20 max more hits or something like that. So changing another summons pet would have created that over the time, or creating, my Siren is 8 Deadly Strike, and we're having a chat with some guild buddies today, and we're actually discussing, we're able to do some testing on Deadly Strike versus War God crests. So, and they found very similar damage and the time left. That's how they were able to measure the effectiveness on those top accounts. A couple of guys were able to test how far Deadly Strike got them versus how far War God got them. So if you're looking at crests, 5v5, like 5 Deadly Strike crests or 5 War God crests, it's much of a muchness. Very, very, very close, very similar. So that's something to take into account. So we're getting into the end of it here. What else did I have to mention? Everyone should have a summons pet. Every single one of these heroes you see, aside Heartbreaker, I changed her back to 5 Malas, whatever that is, the non-healing one. So in the next Archdemon, I'll be able to put her back to a summons pet. So just going to go through these heroes now, and then we'll pop into the last run, just in double speed of my buddy's account, and that'll show you a fairly similar or fairly mirrored run that was able to score 2 billion. So if you do have a talent on your Siren, War God would apparently, people are leaning towards War God because it can go to 90% damage rather than just the 10% that heavy blow gives you, for example. But in crest-wise, apparently War God might be a better option because it's a bit more consistent with the damage output and offers the same sort of numbers. So also had a buddy who, instead of Heartbreaker, used Gunslinger and he was able to get 2 billion damage as well. So going into this 2 billion damage run now, it'll be a little bit quicker, guys, but there's nothing to see realistically. The reason being, Heartbreaker, like the first 5, besides Heartbreaker, are pretty set. If you don't have a demo, right? This used to be called the Cancer Demon because, you know, you pretty much needed a demo to get 2 billion damage. So Heartbreaker with crit resist, this has taken out that necessity, and you're able to use Heartbreaker or anyone who has an AoE capability, which in the DPS range, you're really looking at Heartbreaker or GS. Pros of Gunslinger are that her copters, when she does AoE damage, will also do damage to the demon at the same time, but the pros of Heartbreaker is she doesn't get stunned, so she is basically always under Pumpkin Duke's proc. So it's hard to tell. Does the stun offer more? Like, I tried Gunslinger and I didn't get as good as a result, but the guy who was running Gunslinger had an additional 8 of 8 slowdown on his Cupid, so he had some more ticks of damage going on there, whereas I've only got 5 slowdown crests on my Cupid. So yeah, this guy, good buddy Charm, I don't know, how do I say his name? Charm? I'm going to say Charm. I always get mixed up because I got to go on my guild, it's got Sham anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much his setup, very similar, but all fun and games, guys. So hope you're able to take some information from this and punch it into your runs. Hopefully next Archdemon will have a little bit more tactic to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to link the Reddit guide at the bottom of this post, because that's pretty much where I got all of my information. And you know, it's free for everyone to access, so there's no point keeping it a secret. So go and check that out and do your best to try and get as much damage as possible, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, enjoy.